I'm Shay Russell from mining.com.au, and once again we are at the RIU Sydney Resources Round-up. Today I am in the booth with great Boulder Resources. On my left is Andrew, on my right is Dan, and for something different we've managed to get two geos to talk about their exciting project in Western Australia. You guys are laughing hard. I'm impressed I got that all out in one go.
Yeah, very good.
Guys, let's kick it off. This is a really weird segue for me here. Andrew, we'll start with you, seeing as you are the Managing Director of the company, I believe.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. What are you guys doing out in the Western Australia?
Well, exploring for gold next to Meekatharra in the northern Murchison. So we've been there 3 years now. We've found 2/3 ounces, strong growth pipeline towards 1 million, and we're planning to move into early scoping studies next year.
Awesome. And I believe you are the Chief Technical Officer or the Head of Exploration?
Exploration Manager.
You would think I did my research prior to turning on the camera, wouldn't
That's
you?
all right. I'll do everything.
So you're the Head of Exploration. So how is it exploring for at Meekatharra right now, or near Meekatharra?
I mean, we are very lucky. We've got basically a greenfields project that is 10 k's from the town. So logistically, it's amazing. We stay in town every night, and I mean, there's so many resources that come through that Meekatharra on the way to the Pilbara. It's a great place to explore, and we're so close to existing roads. The main Goldfields Highway runs through our project. So, yeah, very, very fortunate to be exploring where we are.
That's an interesting thing you've just mentioned. I've been on some quite remote sites in the past, and it's not as much fun as you think it is. Like after the first 3 days, sleeping in a tent does wear a little thin in the middle of a desert. So is that a strategic decision to explore out here, just 10 k's from a major town?
No, it's actually a project we picked up during COVID when Dan and I were stuck in the office and we had nothing else to do, literally. So we spent a few months on the internet looking for opportunities, and we found this one. And at the time we were exploring well east of Laverton, so a fairly remote area near Yamana Gold Mine. Mm-hmm. So we knew all about remote exploration, and the location of this was just coincidental. It was the quality of the potential that we saw there. And admittedly, early stage data, we didn't know much about it, so there's definitely an element of luck. Once we started drilling there, we realised that we were onto something fairly significant.
Well, as Dan mentioned earlier, it's a greenfields project. So what sort of exploration work are you doing to get it to the next stage?
Well, initially we had to do a lot of really low-level geochemistry to figure out the geology and the geometry, understand what we were dealing with, how to drill it. Once we started drilling, that really paid off quite quickly. So we were able to move through into resource and then advanced resource fairly quickly. The next stage is to increase the percentage of indicated resources. For a scoping study, you need at least 75% indicated, 25% inferred or better. So we want to convert resources to indicated. We want to find new resources. We think the best bang for our buck is to keep drilling for the time being. We're good at finding gold, so that's working well. Growing the resource base, and then looking at economic studies next year.
Now, Dan, I have said this before to Andrew, slow and steady wins the exploration race in this. What are you guys working on next out there?
So Saltbush is kind of up-and-coming project. We made a discovery there at the start of the year, and the drill rig's gone there this week to keep on defining that resource, and we'll hope to put that into our inventory towards the end of the year. But we're getting some really good indications there that it's similar to ironbark, and that it might have the same kind of potential that ironbark has delivered for us. So
I'm going to ask both of you this question: is it finally a good time to be in gold? Because it's sucked for a long time for explorers.
Yeah, look, gold's our comfort zone. We're happy
my favourite
there.
metal, so
Yeah. It has been pretty lonely lately, the last couple of years, We're feeling a bit more friendship coming down the pipeline, but there's still probably a little way to go for sentiment to return to the exploration space. Once it happens, I think it'll happen really fast, and everybody needs to get ready for that.
All right, guys, I reckon that's been a great conversation. Thank you very much for both of you chatting with me. It was awesome to be here.
Thank
you.
you.